So this question, we'll start out by diagramming what it says. So we have a steel ball falling from rest, a distance of 3 meters. So if we have a distance of 3 meters, like this, a person is about 1.5 meters tall. So we're talking about a ball not falling too far. When we calculate the time, why can we ignore air resistance? That means it's not significant. So why would air resistance not be significant? Air is less dense than steel. Well, it turns out that is a true statement. So we can mark that T. Air resistance increases with the speed of the ball. That is also true. The air is not moving. We don't know that, so that's not a true statement. Air resistance is much less than the weight of the ball, which is also a true statement. So now we eliminated the one answer doesn't make any sense at all. Now the next question is, would this explain it? It is less dense than steel. Well, if that's true, it is also true when it's traveling at high speeds when we know air resistance does matter. So this can't possibly be a correct answer. Air resistance increases with the speed of the ball. That is true. F is proportional to the velocity squared. We know that is true. So that is true. So if the air resistance increases with the speed of the ball, that is true, then we would need to also say that the speed is not large enough to produce large air resistance, a large force of air resistance. So that's possible. Let's take a look at choice D. Air resistance is much less than the weight of the ball. So when we are looking at, say, a skydiver who jumps out of a plane, we have their weight. And as they go faster and faster, the air resistance increases. And when we get to terminal velocity, the air resistance is equal and opposite to the force of gravity. So the air resistance is much less than the weight of the ball. Now, so if we look at this being true statement and it relates, choice D actually is not only correct, it thoroughly explains why. Because the air resistance is much less than the weight. And the reason it's much less than the weight is because the air resistance increases with the speed of the ball, and the speed isn't that large. So D is a better explanation.